The President of the European Central Bank is the head of the European Central Bank, the institution responsible for the management of the euro and monetary policy in the Eurozone of the European Union. Role and appointment. The President heads the Executive Board, Governing Council and General Council of the ECB. He is not elected by popular vote. He also represents the Banque abroad, for example at the G20. The President is appointed by majority in the European Council, de facto by those who have adopted the euro, for an 8-year non-renewable term. However, the first President, Duisenberg, did not serve his full term. History. Duisenberg was the President of the European Monetary Institute when it became the ECB, just prior to the launch of the euro, on the 1st of June 1998. Duisenberg then became the first president of the ECB. The French interpretation of the agreement made with the installation of Duisenberg as ECB president was that Duisenberg would resign after just 4 years of his 8-year term, and would be replaced by the Frenchman Jean-Claude Trichet. Duisenberg always strongly denied that such an agreement was made and stated in February 2002 that he would stay in office until his 68th birthday, on the 9th of July 2003. In the meanwhile, Jean-Claude Trichet was not cleared of legal accusations before the 1st of June 2002, so he was not able to begin his term after Duisenberg's first 4 years. Even on the 9th of July 2003, Trichet was not cleared, and therefore Duisenberg remained in office until the 1st of November 2003. Duisenberg died on the 31st of July 2005. Jean-Claude Trichet became president in 2003 and served during the European sovereign debt crisis. Trichet's strengths lay in keeping consensus and visible calm in the ECB. During his tenure, Trichet has had to fend off criticism from French President Nicolas Sarkozy, who demanded a more growth-orientated policy at the ECB. Germany supported Trichet in demanding the bank's independence be respected. However, he was also criticized for straying from his mandate during the crisis by buying the government bonds of Eurozone member states. ECB board members Axel A. Weber and Jürgen Stark resigned in protest at this policy, even if it helped prevent states from defaulting. IMF economist Paul Rabanel argued that Trichet maintained a relatively expansionary monetary policy, but even sacrificed the ECB's inflation target for the sake of greater economic growth and jobs creation, and not the other way around. While straying from his mandate, he has however still kept interest rates under control and maintained greater price stability than the Deutsche Bundesbank did before the euro, as well as defending the ECB's independence and balancing its commitment to interest rates and economic stability. Trichet also fought Sarkozy for automatic sanctions in the EU fiscal reforms and against Angela Merkel against private sector involvement in bail-outs so as not to scare the markets. He had, however, made some mistakes during the crisis, for example by raising interest rates just after inflation topped out and just prior to the recession triggered by the Lehman Brothers collapse, also by its early timidity in buying Eurozone state bonds. In his final appearance before the European Parliament, Trichet called for more political unity, including significant new powers to be granted to the ECB, the establishment of an executive branch with a European finance ministry and greater oversight powers for the European Parliament. He also asserted that the ECB's role in maintaining price stability throughout the financial crisis and the oil price rises should not be overlooked, he stated, in response to a question from a German newspaper attacking the ECB's credibility following its bond buying. Draghi. Although Axel Weber was tipped as one of the possible successors, he resigned from the ECB in protest at the bailout policies. Mario Draghi was chosen to become the next president of the ECB on the 24th of June 2011. He is president as of the 1st of November 2011. Pascal Canfin, member of the European Parliament, asserted that Draghi had been involved in swaps for European governments, namely Greece, trying to disguise the country's economic status. Draghi responded that the deals were undertaken before my joining Goldman Sachs. I had nothing to do with them. In the 2011 European Parliament nomination hearings, a real and complete inquiry from EU bodies, including the European Parliament, could still be needed to be fully and definitely conclusive about Draghi's exact role and responsibilities in Goldman Sachs, with adequate responses if required. List of presidents since the establishment of the Banque on 1 June 1998. Vice Presidents. Vice President Christian Neuer was only appointed for 4 years so that his resignation would coincide with the expected resignation of Duisenberg. His successors, starting with Lucas Papademos, are granted 8-year terms.